And we got Ra versus Zeus. And good luck, have fun. And this is going to be on Anatolia. All right. And game number 2, guys. And bottom of the map, we got Kimo playing Ra. And of course, we have Illuminaze once again playing Zeus, as he was in match number 1. And already he's going for the wood. He's got some goats that he's on right now, and he's going on the same side of the water as Illuminaze. So they're both going to be building docks on the same side here. And it's kind of unorthodox tactic, because he's brought 2 villagers to build a dock on the side of the water. Now normally when I play, I would bring only 1 villager and a pharaoh, but he's brought the 2 villagers over. I guess maybe that's a Ra specific build order, but I wouldn't know for sure. It does seem like it's a Kimo specific strategy here. So we do see we've scouted a relic already, increases cavalry archer hit points. This is the best relic in the game, actually. It's 15% to all cavalry and cavalry archer hit points. And we've scouted some sheep there. Now, of course, Anatolia has 2 gold mines, so they don't have to worry too much about being gold starved early on. But of course, they're going to have to push out to the middle of the map. Now, Illuminaze says he's had some bad luck. I'm not sure why that is. Perhaps because of his dock placement. But he does have a TC that's off the shore, which is good. His second TC is pretty close to the shore. And I believe this would be the 3rd TC for Kimo. Speaking of Kimo, I think he's going to have a hard time getting his 3rd TC, and he's the one that has some very bad luck here. Kimo's going to have a hard time getting to his gold mines in the middle because of this big cliff. We got a huge cliff right here. And of course, Kimo's 3rd TC is way on this side. And alternatively, he can go for this TC here, which are both on Illuminaze's side there. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out here. Now, obviously, Kimo wants to win this show match because, you know, as I mentioned earlier, it is a $50 show match, and $40 goes to the winner. So, you know, the loser is not left with too much, obviously, just $10. So he does want to try and get that first place win. But with a map like this, it's going to be really, really tough for him to do that. Now, think about it. He does have the 2 gold mines here, but Egyptian goes through gold really, really quick. He is popped. Okay, he was popped there for a couple seconds. That's not so bad. But he's going to have to push out to probably, I'm thinking, this position right here. Okay, so perhaps maybe Illuminaze was saying bad luck earlier because he lost a villager to wolves. But at the same time, he's got a great map. Take a look at all this hunt here. Not that it would be used. Probably not. But he does have 2 close gold mines to his TC. And we do have another dock being built on the other side, obviously. So we got both players on both sides of the map now. And Kimo is going to be hitting classical age here, and I say the next 10 seconds or so. And as for Illuminaze, he should be able to hit that classical age after this villager, I assume. Or after this one maybe. So before the 5-minute mark for sure, they'll both start advancing. And looks like he will lose that villager. Or maybe not. So he got away scot-free there at 9 HP. It's going to be pretty close. Guess not. No, he decides to go back. So we do have Athena, which is quite interesting actually by Illuminaze. And for the raw player we have Phtah. And so we'll have to see how this turns out. Illuminaze can play very aggressive here and perhaps make some forward buildings to attack his TC. Or perhaps he could, you know, be aggressive and start attacking his docks on the side of the map. It's really, we don't really know what exactly is going to happen, but looking at Athena and Illuminaze's playstyle, you know, it is very aggressive. And of course we do have shifting sand, so of course since it's no patch, he might, you know, go over to his town to shift over a couple villagers if he's able to, or if Illuminaze gets a chance, he will bolt that Wadjet, I think, before he gets too close to his base. He is picking up that relic now, it looks like. That's a fantastic relic. Oh, I guess not. Oh, no, never mind. It looked to me that he was passing it, but no, he was going straight for that relic there, so that's good news. And there's that Wadjet now. Yeah, it looks like the Odysseus is going to be taking it down. And we do have some fights here on the water happening. Or they were happening. Doesn't look like they're happening anymore. We've got a few boats here and there. Just harassment on both sides there. We do got that armory on the go. And of course we got that hand axe and pickaxe already. Of course we do have the same technologies for both players at this point. Now you would imagine, you know, getting hand axe, especially for the Egyptian player, is very important. He didn't get it last game early, but this game, since, you know, he was going heavy on wood, it only made sense that he would get that technology sooner. So we do have quite a few boats here on the side, and we'll see how they're making out here. So a little bit back and forth on both sides of the water here. We do have these shooting docks, and Illuminaze is making some more triremes. And you take a look at these triremes, they are more powerful than cabinets. They got 6 attack and they have 12 range, 290 hit points, but these on the other hand do have the 16 range. And so they definitely do outrange them. And so the issue with Egyptian boats is that they get too close in range to the shooting docks, which makes it very difficult for them to be aggressive, which is why Egyptians mostly are, I guess you could say, a defensive civ, or acted upon a defensive civ, because they can't get too close because of only the 12 range cabinets. So they're used mostly to defend their own boats. Now we do have restoration by Illuminaze, and he did decide to take that forward TC there. Now I think Kimo realizes that his third TC is nowhere to be found, and if he did scout it, he would realize that his TC is way forward. So he would have no choice but to build forward here if he wanted any chance at winning this game and getting that third TC there. So we got that duo. Oh, we got some more walls here. Illuminaze loves these walls. The walls being built all over the place here. This villager is in for a rude awakening. I think he's going to realize that, at least now Illuminaze knows that he's got a Migdal and siege works here on the side of the map. Now, because Kimo's playing Raw, he doesn't have Ancestor's Eclipse to defend himself here. And of course, since he's playing Raw this game, he is able to make some more camels early on, because the camels are more powerful, as we see here. They got additional speed, additional hit points, so I wonder if they're faster than... yeah, they are faster than the chariot archers. So it looks like there's no more fights here on the water. They kind of just left it alone. We do got 2 idle fishing boats. And looks like we're back to war here. We do have 2 pistachios. Now I realize pistachios are a kind of nut, but that's what I call them. That's what I used to call them. Maybe now people would call them patiujos. But, you know, my Greek is not really up to par, so I just prefer to call them pistachios. Now, we do have quite a few buildings here being built by the Zeus player. And he better hope that he has enough time to spam enough units to deal with these siege towers. And just looking at the rest of the map here, we do have Heroic Age for... Illuminaze. So this is going to be a different game from the last in terms of unit compositions. Now obviously instead of Scorpion Man we do have the Pistachio, and we do got some Hydras coming in. And now we do have Bronze. Now I don't think he had much of a choice. I think that Bronze was necessary. And there's that restoration. I think that, I'm not sure how necessary that restoration was, but he did have to take care of this push regardless. Now I think he's going to need some heroes. Ooh, and this rock was almost taken down here. I have to say that Bronze really gave them a lot of additional armor here. Take a look at the regular Hippocons. It's actually 3 times the armor. That's a huge boost. We do have Hercules on the field now, so those pistachios should be dealt with quite easily. That rock is on very low hit points, so hopefully that Odysseus is able to shoot him down. We do have a Hydra with 3 heads though, and that's because he's been killing deer. And so killing deer does give the Hydra additional heads. He's got 60 attack now instead of the regular 20. We do have Hydra back on the field. And perhaps he'll be used as a siege machine or against these chariots here. And there's the 4th head for Hydra. It's a very, very powerful dinosaur. Now this TC might go down. Oh, does look like it is. Yeah, unfortunately it did go down. But at the cost of 5 siege towers. Now if you think about it, 5 siege towers is close to 1,500 resources. Now that TC is only, 500 resources. So I think that was more of a loss for Kimo than it was for Illuminaze. Kimo has been very aggressive here, and Illuminaze is going to have to focus that Odysseus on the Pistachio if he wants any chance of dealing with this. Okay, it's focusing him now. Great. And there's the next focus fire now by Odysseus. Not sure what Odysseus is doing now. He should definitely be focusing on the myth units, but a little bit of a misfire there. There goes the Hydra. We do have some additional cavalry coming through, and of course we got that fortress. Perhaps maybe some Peltas maybe this time to deal with those chariots. But having Peltas on the floor is a double-edged sword, and that's because Peltas can't deal with spearmen as well as archers can. Now it looks like the water's been taken care of though. He's cleaned up a little bit more. Of course, you know, we got Skyla. We got another couple Skylas here. So water's all cleaned up. Kimo doesn't have food income. He has no farms. Does have a couple goats though that he's gathering up. Those are about to finish. Illuminaze is on 4 TC and doesn't look like Kimo has much of a chance this match. He does look like he's got a pretty decent army though, and obviously we seen last game how hard it was to deal with chariots and siege towers. But looks like he is going for this TC here, and but Illuminaze does have a lot of villagers ready to take out those siege tower. Now keep in mind, those villagers get an extreme bonus versus siege, so they do a pretty darn good job against it. Illuminaze coming in now with his army to save the day, but it's going to be a little bit too late. Too little too late, as they say. There's the Hydra down there. And so Kimo once again did lose a big bulk of his army, taking down that TC. Now I think this was a repeated mistake by Kimo. Now as we've seen here, he took down this TC at the cost of a large amount of his army, and then he took down this TC at the cost of triple the resources that it costed to make that TC. You know, as you guys saw a bit ago, he put 5 siege towers on that TC, ended up losing all 5 siege towers. So it wasn't exactly a great trade-off, but I guess he's trying to secure himself a TC, which, you know, as you can tell, he's been having plenty of trouble doing. But we do got some towers here being built by Kimo. I'm not sure how well those are going to be able to hold up here, especially since now that he's got the Pedro Bolus, the catapults up on the field now. We do have some heroes to take care of those pistachios, and of course those catapults just taking care of the towers. Kimo is really desperate to, I guess, gold starve Illuminaze, but I don't think, I guess maybe not necessarily gold starve, but rather hold the position in the middle of the map. Now we have Illuminaze with Mythic Age, and so we could be expecting some Colossi. Now Colossi will do a lot of damage against Kimo here, because he does not have Priest on the field, nor does he have any upgrades. And there is the rain power to finally get some food income for Illuminaze. And as I mentioned earlier, that Colossi is absolutely going to ruin havoc. Not only is it going to heal itself with this gold mine, this Colossi alone is unpenetrable. Like you can't kill it. Nothing can kill it. Even with priests, it's very, very hard to kill it, because with Hather, the priests are very, very, how should I say, they're not very strong. And so what's going to happen here is he's going to need some mummies. He's going to need Mythic Age. He's going to need Osiris to be able to deal with those Colossi. And until then, I think Kimo's going to have a hard time. And here we are back at this gold mine here. And we may see additional Colossi coming through the field. Taking a look at techs here. We do have copper shields. Kimo's got all the copper weapons there. And of course, we do have a trade already set up by Kimo, so he does have a backup in case that he gets thrown off these gold mines. And taking a look at the rest of the map here, we do actually have lots of villagers on this temple, so perhaps we will be seeing additional colossi coming through. Now I see that Illuminaze is really pushing through here, but you know Kimo is going to have to call it GG. He's not able to deal with the colossi, and he knows more colossi are coming. And further to that point, he's got no food income almost, except for these. Well, now he's got food income, but he hasn't had food income for a while because he got turned off water there on both sides. And of course, you know, he's mentioning the TC, which I mentioned earlier as well. He didn't have his third TC close enough to his base. So that is unfortunate. And so I believe that Kimo should have adapted, put this in his playstyle to perhaps go Rambo and built his forward Migdal, maybe even out here, because Kimo was doing well early. He was actually pushing really well early on, but then he got pushed back as soon as the water got taken over. So that was game 2. Score is 1-1. And we're going to have to see what happens here in game 3 from best out of 5.